Hey, we've got Coach, we got Chev, we are trade gods. We are talking sells this week. Chev, can you tell us, Ricky Pearsall, he's your first guy. Why are you selling Ricky Pearsall?
So Ricky Pearsall is a hot name in the streets right now. I mean, he's around the eighth round of startups. He's going ahead of Brandon Ayuk, ironically enough, with the news of Brandon Ayuk. I mean, just the injury timeline for Brandon Ayuk being that he could miss the first 4 to 6 weeks of the season. It's becoming more and more. Well, we don't know. They're just saying that he's on schedule, and we know if you're on schedule with an injury recovery, that means you actually might be behind schedule. So you can get out of the Ricky Pearsall business and get into some more profitable business if you're asking me. I mean, this is just throwing this out there. Nothing crazy. Start 10 teams, start 10. Dalton Kincaid and Ricky Pearsall, tier up Garrett Wilson. Does that tickle your fancy at all?
Yeah, talk dirty. Talk dirty to me.
Yeah, that put a little lightning bolt right there in the middle of your chest. Yeah, exactly.
Middle of something. Yep.
Yeah, me too. So, this is a guy that was a second round pick in rookie drafts last year, and you're able to get a 2027 one. I'd take just about any one to get out of the Ricky Pearsall business, but in particular, a 2027 one. If you know, you know. We've got Ricky Pearsall now. We've got Ricky Pearsall for a win now team, I'm assuming, straight up for Mike Evans. I mean, that's gonna be a Mike Evans 17 points a game last year. I'm on that side all day long. And then last but not least, you got the ever apparent Ricky Pearsall breakout being hindered by Jawan, third and Jawan Jennings. So yeah, you can get out of this business. Last but not least, 2027 round one, Ricky Pearsall, Jarquez Hunter. Send me the 2027 one, book it. But yes, I'm getting out of the Ricky Pearsall business because we've found a pocket of value and I don't want to be left holding the bag.
Hey, and if the guy's name is Jeremiah, you know you're going to want to draft him. Hint, hint. Next up for me, I've got Zay Flowers. Is Zay Flowers a magician, Chev? Because he sure disappeared at the end of 2024. Only 3 wide receiver 1 weeks overall for Zay Flowers. So I'm selling Zay Flowers. Weeks 10 through 17, he ranged from wide receiver 21 to 74. What are we doing? For efficiency, 26 in both yards per reception at 14.3 and yards per target for Zay Flowers, 9.1. Zay Flowers, 32nd in fantasy points per game at 12.3. Not what you want when you're drafting the guy in the 5th round or the 7th round of a startup. So 5th round in redraft on Underdog, 7th round most recently I saw in a startup. So here's some deals, talking deals. Zay Flowers for a 27 first. Give me that 27 first, hint, hint. I'll pretend Flowers got hurt and have the long-term first in hand. That's how you can kind of look at it. In Superflex, Flowers and Dart for Goff and the 26 first. This is a sneaky take advantage of the age gap trade between Goff and Dart. Goff is 30 years old. He's going nowhere. And I would get a 26 first versus Zay Flowers. So we're accelerating the first deal, 27 one. This deal is a 26 one. So I'm just accelerating that. Next up, Javonte Williams and a 26 first for Zay Flowers and a 26 second. So this is a sneaky way to get 1 year value in Javonte while making it to 2026, and you get the better pick for Zay Flowers shipping off. On Underdog, Flowers goes ahead. Ready for this? George Pickens. You love George Pickens, Chev. You love RJ Harvey.
You know it.
You're bricked up for Calvin Ridley. All right, and to me, Ridley is this year's Terry McLaurin. Chuba Hubbard, who you hyped up as a buy last week, Chev. So those are all players who are going ahead current market. Our best ball and our dynasty, they inform each other. Ain't no way I'm taking Zay Flowers over any of these players. Zay Flowers in round 5, pass. In round 7 startup, I think that's too expensive. I would take Jameson Williams, Chuba Hubbard. They went after in our startup, Chev. Josh Downs as well. I would take Josh Downs in a heartbeat over Zay Flowers. Now tell me, why should we be out on Tyreek Hill?
Man, Father Time comes for us all. And if Father Time doesn't come for us, then Tyreek Hill's antics will. So Tyreek Hill just missed out on his 5th straight 1,000-yard season. He played all 17 games, 12.8 fantasy points per game. And it just never really happened. And we have no idea why, but now it's starting to come out a little bit more. You saw the video the other day where Tyreek Hill said, I wasn't in the lab like I was supposed to be last year. So honestly, I think that this might be a little bit different than the fall off for a guy like Julio. Antonio. This could be like the Antonio Brown scenario where he never reaches back to that 5-year peak where he's just incredible, but he's slowly declining and not really giving you signs of a massive fall off like Julio did, but just enough to cause you great concern. So just getting out of the Tyreek Hill business while you can still get something meaningful. I mean, we're talking about 2027 round 1 and the 2025 207 for Tyreek Hill. I'm on the 2020. I'm on the pick side all day long. Give me the package. AJ Brown straight up for Tyreek Hill. Ooh, little foreshadowing. I want AJ Brown. It's all about price point. And I'm trying to get out of the Tyreek Hill business. So that's just kind of where we are. You know, you've got Tyreek Hill in the 27-2 to get a little bit younger and get DK Metcalf. You've got Dalton Kincaid and Tyreek Hill for Devonta Smith. Now, we're not questioning the talent of Devonta Smith. It's just more so about the amount of passing attempts that he'll get to see coming his way. And then last but not least, Tyreek Hill for Jordan Addison. All day, twice on Sunday. Jordan Addison just outperformed him at 14 points a game this past year in full PPR. Tyreek Hill is at 12.8. So yes, I am firmly selling Tyreek Hill. I will accept no further questions, and I return to my throne.
Hey, and everybody heard it. Chev firmly will take the package. Now let's go to AJ Brown. They don't ring the bell at the top, but here I am. I'm doing that. Spoke to AJ Brown. So here's what you can do to sell AJ Brown on. And if you like the other side, this can speak to the fact that Chev, there's two sides to a market. So there's fluidity. If you don't like my sell, take the buy on the other side. But here's what's good, what you're selling AJ Brown on. We know his resume. But last year, 133 EPX explosive rating, was first in receiving in 2024. Second in air yard share, second in target share was AJ Brown. Second in yards per route run at 3.16. AJ Brown first in yards per team pass attempt at 3.49. So this isn't bearish on who AJ Brown is. Rather, time to sell high on him before his value slips. So here's some deals. AJ Brown in a 26 second for Omarion Hampton. Get yourself a bell cow. It's going to cost a lot. AJ Brown, 1-for-1 for Garrett Wilson. I could see easily, happily, Garrett Wilson outproducing AJ Brown this year. It's a volume issue. It's not a talent skill issue with AJ Brown. On keep trade cut, AJ Brown, even with Garrett Wilson as well. AJ Brown, ready for this one, for Travis Hunter is available. You're getting a 5-year reset age-wise. So all these trades present as good buys for the AJ Brown side, but on the sell side, it's amenable to a good deal for you to move on if you want. So you can reset age in all these deals that I laid out. The Eagles, again, last in team pass plays per game. AJ Brown is just hyper efficient and more expensive Brandon Ayuk until AJ Brown is in an offense that passes more. So I love AJ Brown, but this is an opportunity if you want to get out on him before there's any more dip, because if he has another season like he did this year, he's not hitting quite that ceiling that you want. And then that's another year people are sour, another year older. So a little foresight on this. Trade away AJ Brown, find a market where he rises back up. There's peaks and troughs, and there's a rise at age 29, age 30 season where he's maybe, hopefully, in a better situation. So cash out now on the front end, and you'll be happy there. Now, speaking of Dynasty and moves with best ball markets, let's find out what the PlayerProfiler has to say about Dynasty.
If you play in Dynasty, you need Dynasty Deluxe, our premium package for Dynasty Leaguers. We rank over 300 players, updated every week, all year long. And there's a win now mode and a rebuild mode with superflex and tight end premium controls. and a Dynasty League sync, where you can say, sync down all of my sleeper teams, all my FFPC teams, and then you can browse around your leagues for who has needs, and then you can use our trade finder to see what kinds of trades are happening in leagues that are similar to the one I want to do. Then you can analyze trades using our trade analyzer, which balances the lifetime value, which includes pick values out to like 2028. All of that plus the rookie guide $25 value is included. So if you're just in one Dynasty League, Dynasty Deluxe is well worth it. And use your host's promo code, and you can bump up to all in and get $25 off.
There you have it, Chev. You went into 2 wide receivers that you are selling. Tell us about a running back that you are selling.
Now, I was bullish on this guy going into the 2025 offseason, but I've since cooled because of a number of factors. One, I don't think the Bills are going to be inclined to meet his contract demands. 2, his production was entirely too touchdown dependent for me. 3, I foresee a return to the aerial prowess that the Josh Allen has displayed before. I'm talking about James Cook. So James Cook is in his final year of his rookie contract, and he's seeking $15 to $16 million a year. Now, we know that he was profiled as a receiving back coming out of the University of Georgia, and he's been extremely efficient. He's averaged at least 4.7 yards per carry in all 3 years of his career thus far, and they have one of the best offensive lines in the league. So he's in a situation that is perfectly ideal. Think about him, though, if you will, as East Coast Kyron Williams. So with that, you have a guy who's in a perfect system for what he offers. Could he give you more pass catching? Yes, but we're just not. Khalil Shakir takes the low ADOT targets that would normally go to a running back. James Cook, I don't think that he's going to be able to return to form without some sort of uptick in pass catching. And we can't count on 16 rushing touchdowns when his career high previously was 6. Now he's going to handle 200 to 230 carries and give you 30 receptions. I mean, that's going to be good most years for about 14 points a game. I think it's going to be a far cry from where he was at last year, which is about 16. So I think it's time to cash out of the James Cook business. So to give you an idea of what is going on in these trade streets, we look from on high and we bring you the information. James Cook or Jameson Williams in a 2026 one, it is decided. I want Jameson Williams and the 2026 one. It is not even close. I would like, if you want to get, if you're a win now guy, you could send James Cook and get back David Montgomery, who was at 16 points a game last year in fantasy for 15 games, on his way to another 1,000-yard season. The big back, I don't think that role is going to change. James Cook, David Montgomery 2026-3. That's another thing that's another trade here from Dynasty Daddy. You can get, hey, let's get a little bit weird. Let's go James Cook straight up, Xavier Worthy. Coach, what side are you on there?
If you want to get out and you're good cross positionally, you've got the depth at the running back position. I think you do go with Xavier Worthy there. And people are going to ask whether Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice are the 1 or the 2. I think you could be 1A, 1B, the way that Xavier Worthy ascended. So if you're in on the Chiefs as well for regression and passing, I think that's the direction you go. And to your point, James Cook is bound to regress on his touchdown rate from last year.
Yes. So all that to say, James Cook could return you a nice profit now. Let's get out of that business now before we're left holding the bag, before he goes somewhere and he's in a timeshare or he's in a less than ideal environment like Buffalo. He leaves Buffalo and goes somewhere else. So get out of the James Cook business while you can still maximize the profits. Coach, tell us who your third player is.
So my third player, Joe Mixon, and part of what we have in this series of these 6 players is guys who we can sell who look appealing and then later can have a dip. Maybe you buy in later on another bounce up, like I talked about A.J. Brown, or you're trying to ring the bell at the top and get out while you can. Get away, run away, right away, and self-defense. Joe Mixon. Here's some good news about him. Joe Mixon, because we got to brush something up. You got to sell something. You got to package it up, right? 9th in fantasy points per game last year, 17.2 for Joe Mixon. 8th in total touchdowns with 12. 6th in red zone touches. 5th in opportunity share was Joe Mixon. A cliff is coming for Joe Mixon, and I believe he's actually shown the signs. His last 4 games, he finished RB27 to RB52 all over the place. And he only had a high total yardage in those 4 games, the last month of the season, 71 yards. In steps, Woody Marks, Mississippi State, from 2020 to 2023, 60, 83, and 48 receptions. His final year, 9 games played, just 23 receptions. Goes to USC in 24, Woody Marks, 47 receptions. So the PPR goodness is being wiped away already from Joe Mixon. Last year, just 2.6 receptions per game. So the Texans see the need for some Woody. Here are some trades. DJ Moore for Joe Mixon in a 27 third. Give me the DJ Moore side. The 25-107 for Joe Mixon and Tank Bigsby. So we're talking Judkins, Henderson, Harvey, RB reroll, and you're getting the age benefit there. Joe Mixon and the 25-107 for, ready, Nico Collins. All right, that person got ripped off. Ready for this, Chev? I was hyping this up to you earlier today. Joe Mixon for, you may have a heart attack, Devontae Adams in a 26 second. Devontae Adams, man. You're getting
Are you
Devontae
kidding
Adams.
me?
Yes, it's real. All right, like Pinocchio, it's a real trade on Dynasty Daddy that showed up. So funny enough, on Underdog, Joe Mixon and Zay Flowers are back to back. So there's 2 cells that I have checking in on the current market. So give me all the same players from that Zay Flowers argument. Give me full Chuba Hubbard for you, Chev, right?
Yes.
Ken Walker, RJ Harvey, who you've been loving from the jump. And then I go to my buy last week across from your sell this week in Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle is right there at ADP. So there's current market, there's dynasty market. As it's informing, I am out on Joe Mixon. Chev, I really like what you had to say about Tyreek Hill, and it hurts. It pains me to see, but you're prescient in the fact that you got to get out at the right point, because what's he got, Max? 2 years left if he has 1 great year left, and that's even sounding risky right now.
Yeah, it just doesn't. That's not a business that I want to be in. Just going into 2025, yeah, sure, he could go back to being 20 points a game and be a league winner. He could also go from 12 points a game to 7 points a game, or he could get traded to someone who's not gonna. He could end up doing a Deontay Johnson. So we hate saying it, but I would be irresponsible if I didn't bring this knowledge, this legendary ball knowledge, to the masses so that you could make the best decision possible while you still can.
And that's really all it is. It's time value of your assets, time value of money, right? Just have the analogy over to this fun game that we play, this fake football game, and the market timing of somebody's career like Tyreek Hill. So it sounds like you're getting out on Tyreek Hill in the manner of you're out for good. With AJ Brown, when I presented him, you're getting out with an opportunity in a year or two to maybe get back in. So it's not a permanent sell. But Chev, the trades I laid out for AJ Brown, and I know you love AJ Brown. Yeah. AJ Brown this year for Garrett Wilson, 1 for 1. Who do you like?
Just this year?
Sure, because we can buy later next year. Look, this is the exercise. You're getting Garrett Wilson, send off AJ Brown, and then if Garrett you want to go there, okay, thank you. Okay. Cool. This is fun. AJ Brown and the 26 second for Omarion Hampton.
AJ Brown.
Okay, so you don't see
just this year. Just this year.
That's what I'm saying. Just this year.
Yeah. AJ Brown.
All right, and then
I feel like it could be very annoying for Omarion Hampton owners this year because of Jim Harbaugh's love for Najee Harris.
Yes. Okay, I see that. I'm with you. AJ Brown for Travis Hunter. You get a 5-year reset. AJ Brown this year. Okay.
Yeah. Just this year. Yes. I know that's sacrilege to some people that Travis Hunter's not on the same plane as Malik Neighbors and Jamar Chase, but give me AJ Brown.
Hey, eventually, Chev, we're going to get to a week where we have somewhere on the side where we do pick Travis Hunter, because I think going back to almost all our shows, we've had deals where we've just passed up on Travis Hunter. And yes. I got to commend Chev here for the audience. If you don't know, now you know. Chev, you have Travis Hunter as your number 1 wide receiver in this class over Ted McMillan.
Correct.
Hey, there you have it. So if anybody thinks that Chev or I are too bearish on Travis Hunter, just understand Travis Hunter is way up there. It's just all a market game. This has been Trade Gods. Coach Retzlaff, Chev, it's been a great time. We will see you next week.
From the Podfather to you, I deeply appreciate you tuning in. And many ask, what can I do? What can I do to help support the hosts, the research they do, the production costs? Go to PlayerProfiler.com, Dynasty Deluxe, World Famous Draft Kit, Rankings, DFS Dominator, and of course, data analysis. Subscribe to any one of those, and you support all of us and take Player Profiler to the moon.